Hey guys, I am sorry. I know half of you might be on the other live stream. I'm not sure what exactly happened to the other live stream. I'm still kind of like learning about technology. And I know it said that a lot of you were waiting on the other live stream. I don't really know what to do. I am trying to connect that. I'm not sure how, what, why. I mean, it just is really weird. I can wait a few moments for you guys to come on. I did include a link for you guys to check out the free coaching that's happening, and it will be tomorrow. And so we have just exciting stuff. It's a free coaching that I give away. And with this, you're able to just kind of hang out and, you can improve your life. You can share this with your friends and family, and you're able to interact with other people. I don't really like hanging out when it's like a Zoom situation and you're just sitting back. I don't believe in sort of that kind of passive vibe. You know what I'm saying? And for this, I really enjoy to have people, you guys come and interact with each other. You guys can meet each other. There's people from all over the world. And sometimes don't feel bad if you don't completely speak the language. Again, most of this stuff is amazing exercises. Some are even in the book that was recently published called The Vision Book. So I'm really happy to share that with you guys. I'm very, very, very happy. I don't know what happened. It said you guys were all like waiting, and I feel so bad because I don't know what is going on with the technology. It's just wonky. Okay, so when I clicked to have you guys on the other live stream, it said that there's like many of you waiting. And I wish, I don't know what the heck is going on with this. It said something about a stream key to upload it. So I uploaded it, I copied, and then it's not allowing me to even hit the go live button. So I'm not really sure what that's about. It said connect streaming software. So I connected it and it's not gone live. So my deepest apologies. We'll get started, and then you guys can just either hop on as you see that this is actually the live. Let me see if I can actually delete that one. That's upcoming really quickly. And then we're going to talk about this because this was some mess, isn't it? Here we have, I've been really talking about why it's so important for you guys to really focus on, clearing out all of your demons. So I want to talk to you about Whitney. Now, this had been sitting with me for almost my God, a year and a half, pretty much. And it just I don't know how many of you have seen the documentary, but we all know Whitney Houston. Now, what I'm talking about is more of us are growing into our superpower. That's so important, right? It's so important for you to, oh, look, check that out. It's so important for you all to be in your best self, your best mandate, to be in your highest self. Now, when we talk about your kryptonite and we talk about spiritual powers, I want to share that I don't think that Whitney Houston died of the stuff that she died of. I think those were just effects. Okay, so what I mean by this is, I feel that this is I don't know how much of this, her personal life you know about, but she had very close relationships with her family. In fact, Whitney Houston was a family enterprise. She had her brother singing backup, her father, one of them was even doing security, and her father was a part of it. Her mother was also a part of it. Everyone in her entire family was a part of her dynasty. And when she dominated, she dominated. Now, do you guys remember when I read to you the Bible quote from the book of Matthew? It's from the book of Matthew, verse 10, chapter 10, verse 36. Can you pull that up? I'll share it with you. And a person's enemies will come from their own household. So there was all kinds of stuff going on at the beginning. She was in love. Yes, okay, maybe she married a bad character, and that maybe could have been it. But let me share with you this. Spiritual attacks are real. So when she went on ABC and she was talking about, I am my own worst like demon or this, that, or the other, I really don't believe. I mean, okay, yes. Let me tell you, we were talking about like spiritual warfare and stuff like this. I don't believe that was the case. I believe somebody in her family had been setting her up, and she was so close with Clive, right? Who had signed her to Arista Records and all this. You know what? This has somebody from her own household. Her own father sued her, okay? Her own father was suing her for money. She didn't even go to see him at his when he was dying on his deathbed because it was just too much. It was just so intense. So when I think about all of this and we're sitting down, we're really like evaluating what went wrong. I mean, she was in and out of rehab. She was living in a very abusive relationship. Her time with Bobby Brown was messed up. Now we already see what happens when you marry below yourself. And they were doing a series where she had like Living with Bobby Brown, Life with the Browns, and that just turned into a huge disaster. I mean, they were just arguing about things on drug addicts and it was just disastrous. Now, when I shared my own situation, right? Like, this is how I know, this is how it's only members from your own household. Not only did the Bible give us some warning, hey, sorry, it's shaky. But the Bible told us in the book of Matthew 10:36, yes, your own enemies will come from your house. Now, that was already clear. We already knew that, one. Two, now she's married to somebody else and is causing all kinds of problems. It's things like this, right? When somebody starts getting at you with spiritual attacks, it's not as if things don't happen. Things can start eating away at you slowly. And so it looks like you're the problem, right? Oh, something happened. I got fired. So there was an interview with Diane, and Whitney Houston was talking about, they were like, well, your behavior is kind of erratic. You're really skinny. What's going on with you? Like, what's going on with you? Are you okay? And she was like, I'm my own devil. Bobby doesn't hit me. Bobby's not like cheating on me. So there's a little bit of denial going on there. But what I feel really killed her was spiritual attacks. I really believe that when I say it's important for you to get rid of all kryptonite, she had all kinds of stuff going on with herself, right? Here she was, top of her game. Why wouldn't somebody want to harm you? Like, she'd even gotten to a point where she was getting standing ovation every single place. And in this interview, I'm not sure how much, again, you guys had watched, but she was just sharing people used to bully me and it was really hard for me during life. It was really painful during life. I couldn't almost it was really hard for me to move on. People were bullying me. And when I heard that after I sang at a show and everybody booed me, it just broke my heart. Now she's back to little Whitney, and then she has this masquerade on. This was spiritual attacks, and you could clearly see that she was battling demons. But this was only because there was a portal that was opened. So when I share, you guys, listen, it is so important for you all to get rid of any kryptonite and make sure that you have a clean slate. There is no opening or gateway for things to start going wrong in your life, that you definitely have a relationship with God. Now, she shared that she had this amazing relationship. She's like, yes, Jesus loves me, and this is how I know. And I was raised in the church, and this is very true, right? But that opening, and it just became one thing after another, after another, after another. So what I mean was Bobby Brown, then her dad, then her brother. So in her death, there was an interview and people were asking, still at a co-living house, seeing how it goes. But people were still asking her, like, do you still like what's going on with your family? What's going on? Like, what happened? Your dad sued you for money. He was even extorting money from her. He was stealing money from her bank account. And in an interview, when they asked, okay, what was your drug situation? Who even gave you the first usage of your drugs? And it was her brothers. Her brothers went and bought some drugs after a show, and then they came and gave her sniffs of cocaine. This is what, in the end, in the autopsy, ended up killing her. It wasn't the drugs, though. I mean, when it comes to something so tragic and like, yes, okay, people were refuting, and you could see just demons. Like, I really hope nobody does this. I mean, even in this time where everything's being photographed on YouTube and Instagram, people are just doing this sometimes just to be nasty. You know what I mean? It's just like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? Film somebody at their worst. Like, why would you even do that? That's neither here nor there. But it's just to show, right? So when I was talking about my own personal situation, the family members who were on my inside, people who were living in my household, they invited me on a ticket so they could come and see if what they were paying for was working. The devil is a liar. Let me tell you something. Although she was able to put, her own face up, she was able to put her own face in front of, like in front of the camera and just say, yeah, no, everything's okay. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, it has been drugs at times. Bobby doesn't hit me. I mean, it was just this, this is my baby. She ended up filing for divorce, and what ultimately ended up killing her, like, she had been in and out of rehabs and stuff like this, 3 different ones. Apparently her mom even had staged interventions. She had been in rehab 3 different times. She was in a movie, and I think Aretha Franklin was her grandmother. I don't know her whole relational story, but what I can tell you is the people that were closest to her absolutely came to her demise. I'm not sure who exactly it was, but I can tell you when I saw that, I was like, no. If all of this just kept going wrong around her, it wasn't just demons. I mean, somebody probably opened God knows what and invited demons into her life. But this is why I care about you all, genuinely. I mean, you have to clear whatever demons. So when you get to be this superpower, I'm telling you, as your superpowers continue to grow, you don't want to get something so larger than life that things like this are like ending you. I mean, I feel like even next time we can go into the life of Michael Jackson and we can just start to talk about some of the things that really caused him, a lot of hurt and pain. And, these are just painful things that, and just even out in the open, it's like disgusting. You know what I'm saying? It's so sad that this is a level at which some people operate. The word of, I can't say like I've really been listening to lots of prophetic words since after the election, but there were 2 that I had listened to, and they both said that people are about to experience the wrath. Now, I shared this before, and things are changing. Things are starting to look different, 2021. And those who have been doing bad, the truth is going to come out, and everyone's going to everyone's going to see. It's going to be sad. It's going to be angry, but people are going to start seeing. I do feel like whatever truth has also happened, there will start to be truths in celebrities' lives, in government, and in our own personal lives. It's going to affect all of us. We're going to have the same experience. Well, not the same experience, but we're going to go through similar things, and it's going to be, We're going to be better for it. Let's just say that. But the wrath, the judgment of God is so, I mean, God is angry right now. I mean, really, this. So one YouTuber I've been watching was Stephanie Smith. She's great. And then the other one, I can probably link that for you. But this is what I feel really killed Whitney Houston. It was spiritual attacks from a lot of things. And if we don't pray and you don't fast and you're not going and, if you're not sober and vigilant, I don't know why sometimes I can't talk. The fast broke early today, didn't it? But if you're not sober and okay, you know what I'm saying? I can't say the word today. But if we're not in that space, my God, my God, my God, like no weapon formed against us shall prosper. But she had this incredible drug habit. Was it the drugs? Have you ever walked by someone on the street and part of you feels really sad for them? Part of you feels brokenhearted about it. You want to help them, but at the same time, you're scared because you're like, I don't know what they are, but I don't want that around me. Like, don't bring that in my vibe. You know what I mean? It's like that. I felt like that when I looked at her, like it was pure demon. And it wasn't just demon, like, how do we allow demons to get into the gateway? That was her kryptonite. She had a lot of kryptonite, to be honest. Her family was her kryptonite, right? Like her mother trained her all this time. And she was amazing. That voice, that the 4th of July, the national anthem at the Olympics. Oh my gosh, even all the movie deals, and she's powerful. I remember even when I was in Phoenix, I was in Phoenix, Arizona, and wow, it was just so sad. I just really cried. When I found out she died, I just cried. I just sat in my apartment in Phoenix, and I was in law school, and I was just shocked all day. I was just shocked. I was just shocked, and I was so sad because she had such light. Now, for those of you, we are carrying light, right? We're carrying light. And when judgment comes, which is coming very, very soon, this is why I really just want to remind you guys, please, whatever kryptonite, if it's overeating, if it is, whatever it is, pornography, whatever you have, you need to just be able to just put your hands up in the air and just say, my hands are clean and my heart is pure. I don't touch that anymore. Whatever it is, parties on the weekends, strip clubs. I see a lot of men coming in with sexual addictions a lot of times and in different levels. Even what I had seen growing up in my family, right? A lot of infidelity, drug addiction, even in my own household, with my parents, just drug usage, and sexual abuse. Just a lot, pornography. I mean, all of these things I had just seen growing up. It's just like, wow, this is why it is so important for me to, one, help people in dating and healing and, having such positive, amazing relationships. Because when we know what was bad and ugly, to just know there's physical violence in your house between your two parents, it's sad, So, my God. Just with the whole vibe with Whitney, I just feel like, I still feel sad, even just looking at some of the things, when I hear her songs, I just I love her so much, but I just cry because we know what it's like to have that pain, right? What is that pain that's just like that aches so bad? And just watching, how close her daughter was when she was little, how she was very dependent and how toxic that household was. Everything about that energy was toxic. I'm all about family enterprises. You guys don't get me wrong. Like, I'm all about that. I really agree with that. But there's a lot of Black multi-million and billionaires who all say, you know what, we have a code of ethics. And, the way I even work, I'm not afraid to fire people. And if it was my own family, I would not be afraid to fire my own family either. And so when I think about this and I think about, this kryptonite, our December 21st power, our December 21st superpower, I mean, is heavy, is beautiful, but it's very heavy. It is so heavy. So, yeah, I was not expecting to feel this weight, just like talking about Whitney, just it makes me sad. So who do I think did it? I can't exactly speculate, but I can tell you what scripture said. And then again, I'm going to reference you guys back to Matthew 10:36. So this is what I know. Her family was stealing money, siphoning money from her bank accounts. She's growing larger than life. Go perform, go perform. And then all kind of like watching on the sidelines, still doing what they can to like at the same time harm her. Now, when it's that close, usually we have a tendency to think it's outside. And there's a Bob Marley song I had been really kind of akin to, right? Just like it hit me. I was actually in Malaysia, and this Bob Marley song, "Who's the cap fit, let them wear it." So he says, your best enemy could be your friend, and your friend could be your worst enemy, because no stranger knows your secret, but only your friends will know, so they can reveal it. Who else would know her weak spots or who had been harming her? Like, how does an entire audience up and boo you when you are Whitney freaking Houston? That didn't come out of nowhere. Like, these are things that before anything happens, let's just be honest. She was God. She just came from God. She's a gift. She was an angel. She was an earth angel. But there was some weird portals that God knows what was opened by whom. Well, we know because it was written in the Bible, Matthew 10:36, and a person's enemies will come from their own household. So a lot of times we end up looking on the outside, oh, this person's going to harm us. But I really believe that it was spiritual attacks that harmed her family. And they didn't even just want to why? Like, Morenike, why would somebody even do that if they're benefiting? Like, if you were benefiting from her multi-million, God knows billion-dollar success, from movies to tops of the charts to incredible performances, why would somebody want to do that? We are not meant to know the wicked. We're not meant to understand how the wicked work. Why would somebody pay to harm somebody else? Is disgusting. Really, it's really disgusting. It's really sad. But we don't know. But what I know is the good book I read, Matthew 10:36, came right before me. But this is why it's so important to continue cleansing. I cannot express how important cleansing is. Now, I learned, even if you had paid for some kind of cleansing, what I mean by this is maybe going into the beach and taking a huge swim, making sure you're always praying, making sure you're fasting. This is how you cannot have your kryptonite, and making sure you're renouncing things that, even though they seem harmless, might actually serve as gateways. So what I mean by this is astrology, tarot cards, energy work. I mean, at first it's kind of like, why would I do that, Morenike? I've been on this journey for a few years, because I was really, there were even videos where I would invite different couch surfers and we would hang out, and that's just part of traveling, right? It's so important for me to just kind of learn about the world and understand it. And so in this space, it's like, I want to learn, I want to hear, but we talk about tarot cards. And I want to, I was always told when I was younger, my dad always told me that the biggest source of war was religion, and it was geography. So I love to travel. I love to learn. I love to learn about different religions and doctrines, and I do my best to understand them. Why is somebody fighting this person because of this? I mean, even back in biblical times, I was talking to you guys about how I was reading the book of Esther, and how, there were issues with Jews. You're Jewish and you're not bowing to the king? What's wrong with you? This has been, since I can remember. So Pharaohs, Egyptian times, Romans, I mean, just all kinds of stuff. Even what the Romans were doing, abusing little boys and passing them down to their own kids and their brothers and stuff, and so wearing their hair until he actually was a boy and using them for sexual satisfaction. All of this has been happening, but this was it. This is a spiritual offense. This was the kryptonite. This was a kryptonite. So it was a spiritual attack. I really, people will pay and you won't know what's happening or where it's coming from, and then you get a prayer intercessor, you get 4, and they're all saying the same thing at different times. That's how you know. God shows us everything. Sometimes you will get it in your sleep. God will send you a dream. Sometimes the people will tell themselves, we're enjoying this, right? You're like, why would you enjoy that? So anyway, Whitney ended up not going to go see her own father. She ended up dying in a bathtub. They said that she ended up drowning. Not really sure how all that mess worked out, but hola, buenos. Not sure how all that worked out, but sick, guys. It's real sick. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow we have, I want to kind of keep this short because things are happening tomorrow. And I feel really bad because, sorry, there's people at the door. But, there we go. Here I am. But that's the issue. You know what I mean? I've been noticing that this is really how we can combat a lot of these issues. You can't just do this alone. You have to have God. You have to have God. You have to pray. You have to make sure you have actually a good body of people. And this is what is the kryptonite. Make sure you're just getting rid of it. And even if it seems harmless, I'm telling you guys, new age stuff, sage, opening other like spiritual doors, opening different forms of stuff. This is how it happens. This is how it starts penetrating in different areas. But don't forget, okay? It says in Isaiah 54, verse 17, what the enemy is meant for evil, God has worked it out for my good, right? No weapon formed against me shall prosper. In the name of Jesus. This wave that's going to hit, these people are really, our God is a God of war, okay? So don't feel bad. He's really tired of it. He's really sick of it. And these people are about to get what is coming to them. Don't be in that group. Don't try anything. If you find out somebody's been sending you something, don't send it back. You just have it removed and keep moving on your own path. I can't tell you how many times I've had to even clear stuff on that end. Okay. So don't send that back. Don't even involve your money in doing this to try to harm other people. That's not the way to do it. You're going to have to answer to our God who answers by fire. That is God. This is heavy. I really do believe that there will be justice for her. I believe there will be justice for Breonna Taylor. There's going to be justice for a lot of people. And what's coming for everybody, just get ready. Get ready. So, I will see you guys tomorrow. I will include the Zoom link in the playback, so hopefully you can watch that maybe just right now. And if you can, go ahead, give me a thumbs up when you get a chance, share, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And what I will do is I'm going to actually try to learn a little bit about the technology because it's been causing me, I feel so bad. All of you guys who are waiting on the other live stream, I don't quite understand why this is not allowing for me to do that. So my deepest apologies. I'm going to see if I can go ahead and delete that live stream. And yeah, let's see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm permanently deleting it. It said streaming software, so I had no idea what that was about. All right, guys, get some sleep. You know what happens tomorrow. If you are interested in any stocks, you guys want to go ahead and make your money work for you this time. Don't just be like, put it in a bank account. Not a good idea. Maybe just a little bit so you can keep it moving, but not a good idea. Okay. So, that was a whole breath. So go ahead and click. I have some a link. So when you click on it, what happens is you deposit $100 and you get 2 free stocks on Webull. You can see how it goes. They'll automatically draw the stocks for you. You can't really pull it yourself. I'm not sure if it's exactly options. It's not options, and it's not usually cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or blockchain or anything like that. It's just kind of like you can arrange the platform for GTC, good till cancel, or you can say, I want it for 1 day, and by the end of the day, you can either accept your profits or 2 weeks or whatever. Okay, see you. God bless you. You guys take care, and please, get rid of that kryptonite. Like I said, you have so much ahead of you, so much. I look forward to meeting you guys tomorrow. See you. Bye.